Hello everyone, this is Matthew Drakely, aka Charlotte Web Writer in Wizard 101. This is gonna be a little fun episode, I guess you can say, because I'm gonna be doing some calculations based on what you can do early game to get some pretty simple gold for the most part. Um, since the bazaar is still kind of bugged, I guess you can say, with quotation marks, because there are players that come into the bazaar and just stand around basically uh, buying and selling 24/7 with reagents and gear in the game. So I'm gonna go ahead and utilize that to my advantage and showcase to you guys like what we can see upon the selling mechanic of the game in the bazaar. So as you can see, last episode on Charlotte's Red Riders personalized 100% walkthrough, I was buying and selling, not buying, I was gathering and selling a bunch of these reagents. I kind of sold some and got some more of the mistwood, cat's tails, flax, and all that kind of stuff because I sold enough to get like over 2,000 just so I could get the was it the theme that you saw me wanting to get last time, but I just didn't. But now we're gonna go ahead and sell the reagents to kind of see where that threshold is, because saw in the last episode. Um, these are the most selling ones I could get, the flax and frosted flax. For now, I'm just gonna sell the frosted flax just to get rid of it. But we're gonna see how much we can get from the flax without the turnover or downgrading our selling price. Because with bots in the game buying everything from the ground up, we could potentially buy these for or sell these for a good price. So just selling one for 32, we get 32. For selling two, we got 64, which is just times 2. Selling 3, of course, is 96 times, which is a times 3 multiplier. Times 4, we get 12, 12, 8, which is, let me double check my math. 12, 8 divided by 32 is 4, so it's definitely a 4 ratio. Um, Selling by 5, we get the 160. 60 divided by 32 is definitely a 5 ratio. We're just doing this until we can see when that threshold ends. So 188 divided by 32, that's where it stops. So once we pass the 5 ratio, we are starting to get a decrease in uh, value in this game for at least these reagents. So if I continue to go up to 5, let's see how much we get. 160. We're good there still. We do 5 again. 160. Okay, so we have our ratio. So when we sell our flax, we're just getting 160 each time, which is the maximum for that ratio. And the more we do that, the highest amount of gold we can get. And if you didn't see in the last video, there was a method of going around and just gathering these flax, because in this game, I don't know if this changed recently or not, but normally they wouldn't spawn right after the other in like the same area, because you wouldn't notice it like in the very beginning because every area is so big. But with this game, other than the cattails, which give a small interval of respawn time, like all the other areas of this game, for Old Town, you can go through, walk around, and instantly find a new pop-up location of, say, flax or other reagents, um, for like just quickly getting them. And this is, I believe, the only reason why is because the beginning of the game for free-to-players, which is Old Town um, up to Triton and Wizard City and all that kind of stuff. We we technically can have access to all that area for free. So instant respawn timer is probably what they did for these areas, so people can still get their gold, still get their reagents, still get the fish, still get to do all that kind of stuff, which I found pretty interesting. And I'm just going through gathering resources and stuff, selling what I can, and trying to meet that cap. And so once we reach the cap of 5 for our reagents or items we're selling, and meeting that threshold of like decrease in time, it's actually not time but value. It's actually really good way to earn gold early game, even if it's just wasting some time just walking around gathering some resources. And as you saw, I only got like what, 2,000 from just doing that math and doing that testing. So we can get up to 3,000. Oh, sorry, not 3,000. 330. Sorry, I keep doing math wrong in my head because I'm processing too fast. Yeah, you can gain 300,000 for the basic beginning of the game in total of what gold you can have. I wouldn't technically do this method just to get up to 300,000, but if you want like some quick cash to buy something, say like a day mount or a permanent mount in the future, definitely do this method if you want to quickly just walk around and spend some time in the game while not really doing any battling or any tedious work in terms of like doing the math ratio of like what regions sell for what. But I don't sell, but like craft into what to sell for more. But with these flax seeds or flax items, right now there's not really a, I guess, item to craft with it, so it's just being sold for the most part, and I think that's a good point to do. But once we get confirmation on like the next possible, I guess, museum is what they call it for the Wizard 101's guilds, the museum runs that you do in the game, it will probably just be a little more complex because you need to gather a whole bunch more of those flax. And for my character right now, we're not doing museum runs, so I don't see that as a problem to self right now. Once we start doing museum runs, I'll probably go ahead and start crafting a bunch more of those resources. So yeah. Anyway, that's just my small little video for you guys. Hopefully this gives you like a good interpretation of what I'm gonna be doing for the next little bit before the next episode, just so we can have enough gold to get through like just having a bit of mounts, having the gear we want in the very beginning, and stuff like that. We already have what we want for right now in terms of just starter gear for level 5, which is the Onyx studded cloak, Saphira studded helm, Onyx studded boots, the staff of antiquities. You can still do this wand of the 7 skulls because that gives more damage and 5% accuracy. I just prefer this for a future note in the game. We get the dagger of repose right now, just because I showed you that's why I got that much gold. I got the Subi necklace last episode. Symbol's Onyx ring. We have King Midnight Cat, which is King Cliff, and he gives us the will cast of just basically casting his own self as a spell. And as you can see, I still have the starter deck. I don't have any new deck for us right now. We might as well check and see if there's a new deck for us, but honestly, for right now, we don't have much other options for gold for level 5, and once we reach level 10 we can start buying new gear if we really wanted to. We don't need to sell, we need to buy. And actually, yeah, we could actually buy our antique deck. It gives us 1 extra sideboard and about 4 extra max spells. So I'm just gonna buy that just so we have it. And I'll probably buy 2, because once you go later on in the game, you will notice that oops, I didn't need to sell that. I'm just gonna buy that again, actually, since I still have the gold. But we need 2 decks in the future. One being for all attacks for boss, and one is all attacks for mobs. But to keep stuff in our inventory even after we get it, is there's a backpack item lock in this game that I would prefer to set on, so we can lock these 2 antique decks, so whenever we swap between them we don't sell them on mistake. Same with our other stuff like the pet, the ring, the necklace, the theme, the wands. I'm gonna keep both just for now. The onyx boots, the onyx studded cloak, and the sapphire studded helm. Like I said, I probably want to swap the colors of my helm, so we might as well show you where to do that. In this game, there is something called the dye shop. 2 things to note. 1, never go there in the room, in the woo realm, because there tends to be a lot of spooky things that go on there when you go late at night. But here's the dye shop right behind Maxwell, and if we come here and talk to Darla, we can actually recolor our gear, which actually, now that I look at this, we can actually recolor the Sapphira gear as well. Not Sapphira, the Onyx gear as well with the colors we want. So I think they changed that recently. Before you were able to do this with any kind of gear, and now you can actually change it with these pieces of gear. So I'm going to be doing that with my gear, basically making it a total black and white kind of trim, but the alternative colors. And then you can also rename your pet here. I honestly don't typically rename my pets, but for this starter pet, let's just call him our first pet, which is young. Let's call him young kitty, just because he's a young cat. And so yeah, we have our new color gear. We showed you the little tip of how to gain money early game with just maximizing profit. And we just basically told you like what our gear is for the next episodes. So yeah, hope you all have a wonderful day. I'll continue to gain a little bit of gold up to like, I think 10,000 gold as much as possible, just so we have this stockpile of gold for future mounts and future objectives of the game. So yeah, I'll talk to you later. Hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your evening. Good day.